Hi, I'm Johan.
I'm Alok.
And this is our PiPlanter. So, what is PiPlanter? PiPlanter is a plant growth automator and monitoring device which helps in automatic fertigation, monitoring of your plant's growth, and in disease detection. The PiPlanter helps you to monitor the temperature, humidity, amount of sunlight the plant receives, and also the moisture in the soil.
All these values can be viewed from anywhere around the world as PiPlanter is an IoT project. This is the web interface of PiPlanter. It is a PHP website from which you can see the temperature, the humidity, the moisture, the light intensity, and the time at which the plant was last watered. All these values are updated every 5 seconds. So you don't need to bother about your plants wherever you are. What is IoT? IoT means Internet of Things. All these sensors, all the components used in this project are connected to a network, and that network is connected to the internet. So you can always control and see the system from anywhere in the world.
That means we can control the system from here, from here, from here, from here. Now, let us go to the working of the PiPlanter. The PiPlanter system can be divided into two. One is the fertigation system and second is the monitoring system.
Now let's look on to the fertigation system.
Fertigation is fertilizer plus irrigation. It is the injection of fertilizers, soil amendments, and other water-soluble nutrients into the water so that it reaches the plant along with the water supplied. Here we have the soil moisture sensor. The soil moisture sensor helps us to understand the amount of water content in the soil.
The soil moisture sensor reads the dielectric permittivity of the soil, that means the water content in the soil. These values are transformed in the form of analog to the node MCU. The node MCU is a Wi-Fi transceiver, and the node MCU transfers the data to the Raspberry Pi through Wi-Fi. And then you can see those values in our PHP website.
Now let us move on to the monitoring system of the PiPlanter. To help monitor the plant's growth, the PiPlanter has 4 sensors. 1 is the DHT11, 2 is the LDR, 3 is the soil moisture sensor, and then the camera. Now let us go in detail to each of their features.
This is the DHT11 sensor. The DHT11 sensor uses a thermistor, which is actually a resistor. It is inversely proportional to the temperature around the atmosphere. So the next one is LDR. LDR is a light dependent resistor. So the LDR, as the light intensity increases, its resistance decreases. So this is how we measure the light intensity of the soil.
The values from the soil moisture sensor are also sent along with these values to the Raspberry Pi. These values are stored in a database which could be viewed using a PHP website from anywhere in the world.
Now let's move deep into the system. This is Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi acts as a central server for the PiPlanter. It collects the values from all the sensors around the system and it inputs it into the MySQL database, and from which you can see it from anywhere in the world. This is the relay that you can see here. This is what controls our watering system. Now let's move on to the working of PiPlanter. When the soil becomes dry, the red LED turns on, the relay turns on, and the water starts coming. As you can see here, the plants gets watered. When the soil becomes back wet, the blue LED turns on, the relay turns off, and the water stops coming. This is how the PiPlanter works.
Now let us move on to the most interesting feature of PiPlanter. It is its disease detection system, which we call UltraCure technology. UltraCure technology is a disease detection system that works with the help of image processing and machine learning. Once we train the system with a set of images of different disease-affected plants, PiPlanter is able to detect diseases by itself.
And then it can send the cure, the cause, and the disease to the farmer, by which he can stop the widespread of the disease.
Even this data collected could be sent to the next agriculture institution to help the government in further cure of the disease.
We hope that a PiPlanter can attract the youth and every person of the society to the agricultural sector and make India self-sustainable in the field of agriculture.
And that was PiPlanter for you.
Thank you.